Hey everyone, it's Sports Talk with Coach West. I just wanted to do a quick video just to give an update on the Utah Jazz, what to expect from the 2019-2020 season, how these free agents and trades that the Jazz have made this offseason, how they're going to affect the Jazz. Is this going to make them better? Is this going to make them worse? So I'm going to go over that, just kind of go over some key factors with each of the players that the Jazz have added, along with the players that are already there, to go over and see maybe what my predictions are going to be for the Jazz, how well I think they'll do in the Western Conference, how far I think they'll go. Make sure to like and comment. Also subscribe down low to my page so that you can continue to get notifications of when I do videos. I'm going to continue to try to do videos almost every day if I can, so if there's anything you guys want to hear about or anything that you guys want to know about, please feel free to let me know. So the main acquisitions that the Jazz made this year is they were able to get Mike Conley from the Memphis Grizzlies, also Bojan Bogdanovic from the Indiana Pacers, to go along with Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles. So what I'm going to do today is just going to go over kind of what I think the starting lineup will be. Also go over what the bench is going to provide for him with these new players, these new free agents that came in. So this will kind of give us a better idea or outlook from what we should expect from the Jazz this year. The first one I want to talk about, Mike Conley. He just came off a career year, averaging 21 points a game. Also averaged about 3.4 assists, 3.4 rebounds, 6.4 assists, 1.3 steals, 0.3 blocks. The really cool thing about him averaging 21 points a game is, like I said, it is a career high. He's got that nice floater, that right-handed floater. He's left-handed, but he's got that nice right-hand floater. Kind of throws the defense off. I really think that he'll be able to spread the floor for the Jazz, open up a lot, pick and roll with Rudy Gobert, take a little of the scoring pressure off of Donovan Mitchell, open up Joe Ingles, Bogdanovic for those threes, mid-range shots. He also shot about 44% from field goal, about 36.5% from three-point, and then he also shot about 84.5% from free throw. So definitely a huge acquisition or huge part that the Jazz brought in. He's excited to be here. Him and Bogdanovic were announced today for the Jazz. Conley's actually going to change his number to number 10 for Utah, and then Bogdanovic, we'll talk about him in a little bit, but he'll stay number 44 for the Jazz. So a couple things I highlighted for Mike Conley: 21 points, 6.4 assists, and then also shooting about 85% and 44% from the field. Those are going to be key components for the Jazz this next season. Jazz have always been a good defensive team, but they kind of tend to slack a little bit offensively. Still have great seasons, but if we can get the offense and defense clicking together, you need to watch out for the Jazz. We also have Donovan Mitchell, came off his best year, his second year in the league, averaged almost 24 points a game, 4 rebounds, also was able to average about 4 assists, 1.4 steals, 0.4 on blocks. Also shot 43% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, and then 80% from the free throw line. So some of the key things that he did, he made some huge jumps. He had to be the go-to guy for the Jazz this last season. That's why I feel like Conley opening up a little bit will help him. He'll still get his points. He'll still make some good plays offensively, defensively, but he's not going to have to come in and night out and have to be the top scorer every single night. Some key things that he did was 24 points a game, which is awesome for the NBA, especially as a second-year player. Around 4 rebounds, 4 assists per game, so about 24, 4 and 4. Great numbers, great stat line. His scoring may not go up with the new acquisitions the Jazz have made, But I think as the Jazz, if you've watched the Jazz play, they play as a team, open it up for each other. It seems like there's a different scorer every night, different main player every night, or it's just a team pretty average, even scoring throughout the night. So also free throw percentage, 80%. I think he can get that up a little bit. But look out for this. I think with Mitchell not having to go in every night, be the main scorer, be the main player every night, I think you're gonna see him feel a lot less pressure and open it up for a lot more guys. So excited to see what he can do in his third season, especially in his new signature shoe, the Dawn issue 1. Determination over negativity, which I love that. So, and that's kind of the Jazz go with that throughout their season. Joe Ingles averaged about 12 points a game, about 4 rebounds. If you notice with Joe Ingles last year, he turned into quite a good passer. He had games where he was getting 8-10 assists a game. He was getting more assists than our point guards, which was really awesome to see. As a small forward, he was opening it up. He doesn't always feel like he needs to be the one scoring. He likes to open it up, hit the cutters, hit the open man. So I think that was a huge thing for him. 5.7 assists. If you take it second half of the year, he's probably averaging about 7 or 8 assists a game, which was great. He also shot about 45% from the field. His three-point percentage went down a little bit, about 39%. And then free throws was about 70%. So I know we can get that free throw percentage up. I think if he averages about 12 points a game next year, I think he'll be just fine with the new players that we brought in. Also, if he can continue to keep that assist ratio up around 5 or 6 a game, along with Conley coming in and Mitchell in there, I think we could see some really good team basketball. So some of the key things that I've noticed for him last year was the 5.7 assists, 4 rebounds, and shooting about 45% from the field. So the next one we got, Bojan Bogdanovic, averaged 18 points a game for Indiana last year. He actually averaged 20 points a game after Oladipo went out injured. Also averaged 4.1 assists, or 4.1 rebounds. Didn't average too many assists, about 2.0. Also about a steal a game. Doesn't really block much, but he does play good defense, good tough defense. Also shot almost 50% from the field, which is awesome in the NBA. Awesome in any basketball, really. Shooting about 49.7%, 42.5% from 3, and then 80%, about 81% from the free throw line. So if he can come in, average about 15 to 18 points a game for the Jazz, still contribute on the rebounds, about 4 a game, and then if he can continue to shoot lights out like he did for Indiana last year, almost 50% and almost 43% from 3, look out. Especially with Mike Conley coming off the pick and roll, spreading the floor out, you're going to have not only Bojan spotting up, but you're also going to have Ingles spotting up. Mitchell can hit that outside shot. So look out. I think the Jazz offense is getting a lot better, and I'm excited. I wish it was October already so we could see how these guys would play. And then Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year, second year in a row, averaged almost 16 points a game, about 13 rebounds a game. He also averaged about 2 assists, which I think his assist numbers will actually go up this year with Conley at point guard, because he'll be able to have shooters spotting up if he gets in trouble or they double team him, have shooters spotting up that will be open and ready to shoot. He also averaged almost a steal a game and 2.3 blocks a game. So his field goal percentage was also 67%, just about. 3-point percentage, he obviously doesn't shoot the 3, so that's at 0. And 63%, about 64% from free throw. So I think he can get better on the free throw percentage. Also, like I said, I think his assists will go up. I think his rebounds will go up, especially with Favors not being there anymore. I think he'll have more rebounds go his way. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see him go double-double again, maybe 16 and 12, 16 and 13. But I'm excited to see what can happen. And he's motivated from last season, wants it to. He posted a while back about just be patient, Utah. It's coming. So I hope this is the year that that championship comes here and we make some noise in the NBA. Some of the key pieces that we brought in this offseason, Ed Davis. Ed Davis actually averaged about 6 points a game, 8.6 rebounds per game, and shot 62% from the field. He's not a big scorer, but he's a huge rebounder. So whether he goes in and he's playing side by side with Gobert at times, or he goes in as at that center for the Jazz, I really think that he's still going to continue to get rebounds. I think that's why the Jazz brought him in, not necessarily to replace Favors, but to still have that down low presence on the rebounds, both offensive and defensive glass. The Jazz also brought in Jeff Green, which Jeff Green is an amazing player. He continues to sign 1 or 2 year contracts with teams. I think the Wizards really wanted to keep him. He wanted to come to the Jazz. He sees the potential that the Jazz have. I'm super excited to have him come in and play for the Jazz. I don't think he'll necessarily start, but I think he'll come off the bench and provide a spark for the Jazz most nights. He averaged about 12.3 points a game, 4 rebounds a game. He does play that small forward position, so he may be moving in small forward, power forward position because he's about 6'9". But Bogdanovich and Ingles are 6'8", so, and they may be switching around those positions too. So shot 47.5% from the field and also 88.8% from the free throw line. So huge player that the Jazz brought in free agency. Really think that his veteran leadership is going to help some of these younger guys like Mitchell and some of these other guys that we brought in. I also think he'll help the other guy that we brought in, Emmanuel Mudiay. He averaged about 15 points a game for the Knicks. I know the Knicks weren't a very good team last year, but I think he was their leading scorer. I think he only played 57 games last year, but he averaged about 15 a game, 3.3 rebounds, 3.9 assists. He's only 23 years old, so him and Mitchell are pretty close in age, so look out for him. I think a lot of people slept on him. A lot of people don't really think that he'll do much since he came from playing on the Knicks, and he's had some injuries and some things that held him out a little bit. But both him and his agent are excited to be in Utah. I'm excited to have them here, and I think these guys off the bench will be huge for the Jazz coming in. So one other thing is, with the Jazz, they still have a couple spots to fill. I think to fill those spots, they're going to have people like Tony Bradley. This will be his 3rd year in the NBA. He's been averaging double-doubles in the Summer League. I think he'll be on the 15-man roster. You also have Jarrell Brantley, one of the draft picks they got at pick number 50. He's very explosive, power forward position, about 6'7", a little bit smaller power forward, but I think he brings some intensity that the Jazz will need. Onai, out of Yale, that they brought in, shooting guard. He's been shooting threes lights out. I think he's 11 for 17 or so, 11 for 18 in the Summer League. Did very well on defense yesterday against Tyler Hero, the 13th or 14th pick in the draft to the Heat. So I think if he gets a little bit more physical, continues to play good defense, hit that open three, he'll be a good backup to Mitchell as that shooting guard position. And then also Justin Wright Foreman, the point guard. I think he's still getting comfortable in the Summer League. He's had quite a few turnovers. He has had some games where he's come in and scored quite a bit. Second leading scorer in the NCAA last year at 27 points a game. And then Willie Reed, he's been in the G League for quite a while. Big presence, averaging about a double-double too. So I think some of these guys will be either the ones that are going to fill out the 15-man roster for the Jazz, or going to be on two-way contracts with the Utah Star or the Salt Lake City Stars, and the Jazz be on two-way contracts. One other player that I'm excited to see is Royce O'Neal. Last year he had a breakout season. I think he'll be good coming off the bench. The nice thing about him is he can handle the ball, jumping at that shooting guard, small forward position, very versatile, brings a lot of energy off the bench. So I think you'll see him play quite a bit. He may even start a few games. So we'll just have to see. I'm excited to see what the Jazz are going to do, how they're going to do their starting lineup. I mean, is it going to be Conley, Mitchell, Ingles, Bogdanovich, and Gobert, or is Ingles going to come off the bench? Him and Bogdanovich going to switch? It's hard to tell what's going to happen. I'm definitely excited for the Jazz to see what they can do this season. Have some really good draft picks, have some really good G League guys that they can bring in and out. But these trades, these offseason moves that the Jazz made is the best I've ever seen. I've been a Jazz fan my whole life, which is about 31 years now. And this is probably the best offseason I've ever seen them have. So I think the Jazz, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish in that top three in the West. Western Conference is pretty even, pretty spread out. But I think that they can jump in there. I don't think they're afraid or intimidated by any team. If they play team basketball, if they bring that offense that they brought in to add to their defense that they had last season, the Jazz could be a scary team. They could be the dark horse. They could be that sleeper that's coming out of the Western Conference. So, like I say, if you guys will just subscribe to my page down in the bottom, click on notifications, like and comment, let me know what you think. And I'm excited. I wish October would come a lot faster. So this is Sports Talk with Coach West. Have a good day.